Welcome back to my channel, friend, with all of my heart. You have no idea how happy it makes me, to be here in front of you filming another makeup video tutorial for you about the best way to support my channel in regard to the new hype button. Okay, here is how it works. Just hit to that button and the video will be sent, and all of those viewers that probably are not having the chance to see my video because of these new changes, I really appreciate it. I really thank you for everything you do for me every time that I'm here, for the people that are normally commenting on my shorts and my long format content. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And for today's video, friends, I want to show you some brand new releases from Christian Dior, and I'm going to be working today with this baby. Oh my, how beautiful it is, this palette. First time opening, so the palette, as you can see, is not been touched yet. We are speaking, friends, about the 912 Plum Parade. It's a limited edition. I was wanting to have this one, friends, since we don't have very often, right, access to cool tone palette on the new reformulated blushes, powder blushes from Christian Dior. And we have some cool tone shades here that we can as well use. So it happens, friends, you haven't buy any of the new blushes and you invest in this beautiful reformulated, and yes, it works because I tried them already. They perform beautifully. So I'm going to be comparing this 912 palette, Plum Parade, with some luxury other palette, friends. I want to share something with you now that we're transitioning into fall, into winter. The air start getting drier. The inside of the house start getting as well drying because of the heater. Many of us, have to turn the heater for this season. So it's always better to wear hydrating foundations to combat the cold, dry air and indoor heatings. Okay, because often the formulations contain hyaluronic acid. I have some proposals I would like to share with you that are some of my favorite formulation. Believe me, I never thought, not being on the luxury category, but has been one of my favorite so far for the hydrating formulation, stunning formulation. What I can say about Carolina Herrera, friends, this is a bomb. I would like to say very underrated. Tom Ford and YSL. All of these formulation, friends, are in the category with Patricia on the very hydrating formulas, Givenchy and Guerlain. All of these formulas, friends, are going to perform amazing on this transitioning weather we are facing right now. I did apply the double tensor primer infused with skincare from SISLEY. I did apply Aquaphor, as many of you know. It's been part of my life for many years. Yeah, it's a beautiful alternative, friends. So I'm going to deposit 2 pumps of this beautifulness on the back of my hand. So I didn't mention the shade, friends. It's the light neutral 60, and this is how it performs on my dry skin. Let me tell you, when you apply this preciousness, it doesn't feel actually like you have something. Remember, I told you the first time I did apply it on my eyes, and that is exactly what I'm going to do right now. What was my surprise, friends? I didn't have to conceal my eyes. I have very deep dark circles. So this is how this stunning formula is a triple moisture serum foundation from Carolina Herrera. I highly recommend it. I'm done with the application of the setting powder around my eyes and a slightly bit on my T-zone. I do wear glasses, so if I don't set this area, the glasses sometimes, you know, can remove a little bit the product from my face. And for the purpose I'm using Givenchy PRISME LIBRE. This is the reformulated powder on 03 Voila Rose. Loving this formula over and over and over, more than the original. I'm in love how even, you know, my skin look, friends. For my bronzer, my pick today is FARA HOMIDI. Beautiful powder. And I'm using the shade LUMEN. Neutral in shade. I'm not saying that they are iconic, but definitely is one very innovative product, you know. I think so that the way that this powder diffuse is just stunning. Had a blurring effect and the shade couldn't be more beautiful, friends. Wow. I always like to put it tiny little bit on my eyes. I've been wanting to talk to you regarding resolution. I'm not sure how many of you know I was a bodybuilder for over than 20 years. Businesswoman and a bodybuilder. I am a gym rat. Sometimes I think probably not many is going to pay attention, you know, to what I have to say. Look how beautiful it is, Lumen shade. I am a true light of skin, friends. I can't say enough about the performance of this powder. Before we start even thinking, friends, about the blushes, I'm going to proceed with the makeup look right away. Regarding the resolution, I was telling you, I've always been on the competition mode. Even though I'm not dieting, I always been looking like I'm getting ready for competition because I love to have under control my fatty fat. Okay, that is one of the main things. It's not for vanity, but when you are 50 and over, you really want to take care of your body. The earliest you begin with this process of taking care, the better you are going to age. Because put it on this other side, if you are a person, friends, that you suffer from anxiety, you have mental issues, okay? Mental issues, friends, is not only anxiety or be bipolar or borderline, okay? Mental problems can be caused just for a simple side effect of a stress as it is alopecia. And I'm telling you because I was on that boat. What happens when you exercise, friends? When you exercise, beautiful hormones start getting activated, okay? And we're speaking about your endorphins, dopamine, stamina, all those levels that your body requires for a well-being feeling. Those hormones bring balance in your system. But what happens, friends, when those hormones are low, okay, is when you start feeling kind of down, depressed, and more. And that can lead you eventually, you know, to another more serious issues. But I'm highly recommending, friends, start exercising. So here are the swatches, my friends, and we're speaking about Plum Parade 912. This is the recent and limited edition from Christian Dior. I pick only this shade, friends, for the only reason that I have so many similar palettes, you know, with the other shade that they launch beside this one. So, limited edition formulation, creamy, very silky, easy to diffuse. I don't see any fallout, friends. This shade here, which is a shimmery, glittery shade, is the only shade I would like to say if you are going to apply it, friends, just be careful, check your brushes very well, or the best shot is to beware or apply with your own fingers. Engraved Connache motif and stars, the 2 limited edition palettes in a silver pearly finish. I think they are speaking about each shade. If you can see that the white cast over there, yeah, I can see it, but as soon you swatch the product, that is going to disappear, but it gives that pearly vibe as they are describing this beauty. I would like to start with the lightest lilac over here by working on my ink. Look, this is the pigmentation. I never start my makeup look in the same way. Lilac pearly. Oh my. I'm going to grab the center shade. This center shade, okay? So now with I'm going to switch to this 204 blending brush from Chanel. And let me grab this purple over here. Ooh, the baby is highly pigmented. That shade, the center shade, when I did apply it on the inner corner, on the outer corner, I'm sorry, it gave me some kickbacks. I need to fix it, okay? But look so far, friends. Oh my. So I'm applying on top just the lilac. I'm not even touching yet the silver. Okay, I don't have more kickbacks. I want to put a tiny little bit on the outer of this shade over here. Let me see. It's a true plum. I found that our fingers sometimes can do amazing work, friends. That shade, the one I just showed you, the very deep plum, is beautiful for the depth. This shade all over the eyelid, okay? I'm going to create 2 eye makeup looks. Not necessarily, friends, you truly need to work with every single of the shade, okay? But the palette is so pretty. With my finger, I'm coming to this white shade here, and I'm going to apply it on the very center of my lash line. The palette had a very, very strong statement. And this shade, the white pearly, it produces a lot of fallout. So if you want to wet your brushes, I think so that is going to be your best chance. I was not expecting that this amount of fallout, friends. I hope that you like this. I'm going to create 2 eye makeup looks, friends, and let me do the makeup looks, and then I'm going to finish with application of the cool gel pencils and more. So I'm going to start different now, okay? I'm going to start by applying the very soft lilac over my eyelid. I'm positive this is not going to be a palette to be wear every day, but it's definitely an interesting palette. So that is applying the super lightest shade, okay? And now I'm going to give it a tiny little bit of depth with this lilac. I'm not going to use or the center or the plum shade. I'm pushing this product outward, okay? Like toward the tail of my eyebrow. And I'm working with the side of the brush. I don't go like this, I go like this, okay? So this way I can have more control of this stunning brush. So, and then I can start building this. And let me tell you, the fusion of these two colors are just beautiful. Wow, I think so that this eye is very pretty. It is up to you if you want to give a more defined, right, application, and I'm going to do it. Yeah, the palette is highly pigmented, friends. I'm just concentrating this beautiful second shade on my outer B. Regarding the resolution, friends, I always love feeling very well on my skin. I'm not overweight, but as we age, we want to have more muscle mass than body fat. And let us try and put with a finger a tiny little bit of the silverish on the inner. Oh my. This, friends, is just crazy, this shade. Oh, produce so much fallout, friends. Oh my. The silver, the shimmery. All of the kickback fallout my eyes are presenting for the price that we are paying for this palette, friends. We should be getting something much better. Easy as that. So I'm coming with this silverish, the particle, and considering I'm pressing the product. Over here is everything with fallout. I've seen better formulations, much better, like the recent palette from Givenchy. Oh my friends, no matter what you do with that palette doesn't present any type of fallout. The other palette, friends, that I would love to mention right now is the Idol Cafe Crush recent palette I've been buying, friends. I've been using them and I haven't had any problem. What I can tell you, the Ever Icon palette from Dolce & Gabbana, really underrated formulation, friend. But let me tell you, this palette, no matter how you use it, you won't present any fallout. And for the price, as you can see, look, is completely on my lower eyelid. I have no animosity. I love Christian Dior, but I'm not going to say that this is wonderful when it's not. It's my reputation, my word here. And like I'm saying, I'm not going to say that the palette is wonderful if this is producing so much fallout, friends. No way. My beautiful friends, if you can observe, I'm going to proceed and clean my bottom eyelid, because just by retouching it, but with a concealer brush by itself is not removing the shadow. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this and I will be back. Once I did the retouch, it was needed, friends. I found it. It's from Gucci. I ordered the Tom Ford, friends. I haven't received it yet. Ooh, look at that. It's very gorgeous, very pretty. Look at that. Oh my friends, with this palette there. The shade is so gorgeous. I'm extremely disappointed with the fallout because the palette looks dry. Beautiful formulation from Hermes. There. It's very nice, very soft. But I am speechless. Let me wet the brush and to see what is going to happen, and for the purpose I'm going to use the Alba the first serum spray. Nothing better than this. Let us see. And I'm going to apply then a little bit of the silver, because the silver is the one is producing so much problems. I don't see much difference, friends, to be very honest with you. So there are the shades. I swatch them again, and this is the Cool Gel Pencil from Gucci, the one that I did apply on the outer. It looked very pretty. So on the upper waterline, I'm going to wear Prada lines in black. You see the depth that the black produces very pretty, and I'm going to do the same here. Wow, unbelievable the amount of fallout, friends. I'm not kidding. At the natural light, the sheer, the reflecting light that the shade have are just mesmerizing. I don't see myself using a palette of this nature in a daily wear. Definitely, I think it is a pretty palette, friend, but honestly, the formulation is dry. The resolution, you know, start with little steps, eating better. Try to cook everything you eat. Meal prep. My husband and me, even though I don't go out to work, friends, but I'm always busy. I normally Sundays I cook everything, so it lasts me a good amount of 3 days, all the cooking. And my daughter is so cute because she's been helping us, you know, by doing the grocery shopping. It's so cute, and we highly appreciate that. So now I'm going to do a very, very, very tight line using Sheet Glam, the professional, you know, waterproof liquid liner, okay? Look at this, very modern, sober, because it's not a really overempowering eyeliner. I'm going to use Tom Ford. As I blink, I still seen, friends, you won't believe it, I still seen the particles coming down. Wow. Dior is one of the companies that launch more often comparing to any other luxury houses. I mean makeup. This formula, comparing it to last year's formulation, which we have, yes, I'm taking any palette, but I'm speaking about the same collection, which is the gold case. My point here is just to see the differences in formulation. This is last year. So I just want to make a very, very quick, you know, swatches for you. So this shade is the shimmery on this formula. Even that one look more creamier and more soft, as the rest of the shades look super silky, okay? The light reflective, you can see in comparison with this formula of this year, is because every single of the shades come with that silver stars. Then they are almost gone because I'm been using the palette. But the problem is, friends, as I'm blinking, this particle keep falling. And that is considering, my friends, I did wet my brush with setting spray. The color story on the palette is gorgeous. This 912 Plum Parade with this other palette we got early this year. Beautiful palette, friends, beautiful formulation. This is the Backstage, the Celestial Purple. So I was thinking about this palette right away when I saw this one. I was so excited, friends. So my interest here is just to swatch the one that look more alike. Ooh, the formula, friends. Look at this. Creamy as you can have any idea or no. Look at this. Not only pigmentation wise. So this is the other palette. Celestial Glow, I think. I've never seen a so creamy shade as this one. And it is an illuminator, oh my, but it's micro shimmery pearlescent. So these are the shades that bring my attention more than anything. If I had to compare with Plum Parade, okay, this fade away twice. I'm being so honest as always with this review. Formulation wise, I think this one is way better to this collection. Color story, again, look gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. If you are willing to go through the fallout, not a problem, and get it. And I would like to compare as well one more, which is LANCOME. This is the color story on this one. Beautiful palette, friends. Let us go with the swatches, and I'm going to begin by the very shimmery lilac. Ooh, I have very similar shades. Look at this, friends. Cool tone palette as well. I'm going to put it side by side after the swatches. Silky, friends. Silky like a... So you can tell it's a lot of more emollient on the formulation from LANCOME. Lastly is this Plum matte shade that diffuse as a cream shade. Look at this, friends. Look at this. Okay, here we have 5 shades. If we had to compare it with Christian Dior, friends, I honestly think the palette looks so alike, color story wise, but the formulation on LANCOME, silky, you can tell by the texture that this had so much emollient. Pretty much the same shade except for the very lightest one. This one here is a lilac and this one is a silverish, then is gone. And this is the Backstage palette, Celestial Purple. Okay, and LANCOME. I didn't got any of the new blushes that came with this palette. They are both cool tone shades. This is more lilac, this is baby pink. These are the new reformulated. If I don't mistake, last year on a special edition we got the Rouge blush 388 Triumph Satin. If that is truth, this insipid blush, because one thing it is to see the blush on the pen and another thing it is to see what this does on your face. It's not a pH activator. Now I'm going to be swatching Rosy Glow and 001 Pink. This one, 063 Pink Lilac, Pink Lilac. I hope that you can observe the shade there. Amazing thing is to see this shade on the face. I'm very happy with this new formulation or reformulated, friends, because at one swatch and I can get a lot of color. So this is the Triumph Satin. So these are the three of them are cool tone shades. My inclination can be the pink lilac or Triumph Satin, because in my opinion it's a cool tone shade. Let us go with Refer. I'm going to be using the powder brush 22 and the blush brush 05, okay, 1 and 1. So I'm going to be using the dense, it's dense but soft as you cannot imagine. I didn't have enough last year when I start playing with this baby here, and you will see I never seen something so beautiful and so insipid at the same time as this product. Oh my. Look at this. Look at the glow and the color, friends. Oh. This is what I'm telling you. I'm a true light of skin, friends. This product doesn't have any business to be favoring me in any way, friends, but you can see for yourself. Look at this. This product is so in now for this season. And on the other cheek, allowed me to apply pink lilac. Wow. Pink lilac and Triumph Satin. So which of these two look you like it best? This give you a tiny little more color on the face. But friends, since we are having this gorgeousness as an statement on the eyes, the pink lilac didn't do a bad job. Both are just beautiful. Let us give a tiny little bit of highlighting by using this gorgeousness. Is the second time using it. As you know, and as you understand on my past video, I said this is the best ever formula I've seen in a category of gel cream highlighters. So I'm going to be buffing this. I don't like to apply it just as a highlighter because this is so stunning. Look how this beautiful shade that looks so insipid as well, friends. Look at this. If you want, I can show you on the high point how this might be with a finger. It's a light reflective. So the thing with this type of formulation from Gucci, and the best innovated product I've seen on the market of the makeup industry. I truly love it. This is the brand new shade. Gucci Launch is the 06 Arctic Pink. The Dior Addict glosses. Oh my, I couldn't think of something better. This is nothing but a little shine. 003 Pink Lilac 072. Let me apply a tiny little bit of this and let us see. And this shade is a gorgeous plum, but look at this shade. It goes on the family of the shades I just use for my eyes, but it's not resting or contrasting any of the statement my eyes have. The only thing I bought for this collection was this palette, Plum Parade. Very pretty. I'm not going to tell you it's not pretty. I love it. It's exotic, but be cautious when you use it because it might produce a lot of fallout, okay? This shade couldn't be better. The statement is so gorgeous. What is the point here, friends? Work with what you have already at home. We're going to make iconics from our purchases on makeup, or we're going to be playing to the forgotten makeup that we collect and we forget and we never touch it again. Thank you very much, friends. Don't forget what we spoke about, your health, working out. Makeup is a plus in our life, okay? First your health, then makeup. You're going to stop the process of aging, okay? Don't forget about that. So, and with this, friends, thank you very much again. Thank you so much. As I promised, I was going to keep buying more stuff from Givenchy. Stay tuned because I just received for my next video Tom Ford Soleil collection, the eyeshadow palette, the beautiful blush. I have no words to say to tell you about how much I was wanting to have this palette. This palette is being sold out everywhere. Macy's, with a beautiful surprise they gave me, friends, that the palette was back in stock. Oh my. Stay tuned, friends, because I'm coming with a lot more ideas for these holidays. Thank you very much. Again, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and hit that bell button, friends, and subscribe to my channel, please. Hype my videos for all of those people that are not having the opportunity to watch my video. If you hype my video, friend, to no cost, this video is going, you know, to be exposed to people that they have no idea that my channel exists. So thank you again, my love. I really appreciate your company and your everything. Thank you for everything you do for me. Bye. God bless you all.